Hi everybody, thanks so much for joining me. Stampin' Sue Creates here. Having a bad weekend, but in order for me to have a good weekend, I want to work on things that make me happy, which is of course my crafting. So I was working on a HoneyBee design from Sweet Pea. And many of you may have seen my previous video. It's getting a lot of looky-loos, which I really do appreciate. But if you're not yet subscribing and watch till the end, if you like what you see, then be sure to hit the subscribe button. It really helps my channel to promote. And I'll do another video as to why I'm looking to increase my subscriptions, my viewers, and hopefully upcoming things in the future. But anyhow, the reason why we're here. So this is the design from Sweet Pea. It's the HoneyBee design, and I made two of these because I posted one online and I already have somebody that said they were interested in buying them. Funny thing is, I never even posted that I was selling them. And sorry, that's my ceiling fan. It's a little warm in here. And that's my cat. And if you're wondering what the other noise in the background is, it could be my dog barking, because I'm sure she will, but it's my little Roomba carpet cleaner. And I probably should do a video on that because I love that thing. Anyhow, yeah, so I didn't even post how much I wanted to charge for them. And already the woman said, I need two. So I was like, okay. So I made her two, and I have to message her and tell her that they are done. And here comes, well, my Roomba, I named him George. I don't know why, the name just came to me. So then yesterday, did some yard work and came in, and of course my relaxing time is my crafting. So then I made this one on cork. So I don't know which way it's supposed to go. It could go however you want it to be. Let's go this way. And someone had asked, what's the back? And the back is cork. And I'm sorry I can't tell you where I got the cork at. It was in my stash. But I did recently order some from Amazon. And of course, who knows where it's coming from, but it's not going to be here till the beginning of May, which really isn't that far off. But I had a small piece in my stash, and I wanted to see how it would work out. So let me go zoom in real close for you to see. So now, can you see the little glimmer and shine on that? Underneath here is a silver vinyl. And again, probably got that off an Etsy shop. You know, you could find machine embroidery vinyl, which is also called marine vinyl. You can find it many places. I've heard Joann's has it, but with this whole pandemic, I got into the habit of online shopping, and I haven't really, and I'm sorry, I don't know where to look. I haven't really gone shopping. I do a lot of shopping online, but it works out well. So I'm excited to make more of these coasters. And that's what these are. These are coasters or mug rugs, whatever you want to call them, on the cork. So then I was like, I was very pleased with that. So along with this HoneyBee design, and be sure to go back and watch the video I did with how to make the coasters. And it's, excuse me, made on fabric, the first ones. So then I started with this. And oops, let me hold this up. Let me see if you could see it all. Let me go back a little bit. Maybe that'll help. So now this is half of the, they call it a placemat. I don't know. You could call it something you put on the center of your table. I mean, you can make this into a wall hanging. Like, you can do whatever it is you want to do with it. Let me move it over a little bit. So this is half of it. Here's the back. Half of it. Now this is, I am using my, I think it's my 8x12 hoop. It's the largest hoop that my Essence VE 2300 Innovis Brother embroidery machine will do. And let's pay close attention to these wings. Can you see that? Oh, I need to do a little trimming right there. These wings are what is suggested by Sweet Pea, and it's using, oh, I just turned my light off. It's using this Mylar, and I know it's Mylar. I have to put that there because my ceiling fan will blow it away. Now that, and I know people have said I ought to have an Amazon, be an Amazon affiliate. I don't know how to do that. If you know how to do that, message me. email me. But these are Mylar sheets that I purchased from online and Amazon, and it's by KimberBell, so I figure it's KimberBell, so it should be safe to use for machine embroidery. And this is the, let me see, neutral set. They have different sets, so it includes gold, silver, black, and iridescent, which is the one that I showed you. So they're just thin sheets of Mylar. Now I have heard people I'm sorry, but I have this thing going out my throat today, allergies. I'm thinking, I don't know. It's annoying. I've had heard people use, you know, Mylar sheets that you can get like in the stores, like Dollar Tree. I've also heard people using balloons, like Mylar balloons. I mean, I'm always nervous about doing stuff that's not for machine embroidery. But anyhow, that's what I used for that. I'm going to put that aside. I'll hold my Mylar down. And where was that piece that I saw? Now this will just tear off very easily. Except I'm having there we go. It just tore right off. Having issues with my hands, and that's a whole other video. But it makes it like that iridescent look. Isn't that beautiful? So I did the one half, and I thought, well, I mean, it's a long stitch out. It's 46 minutes. So I'm not going to do the whole video with you, but I want to show you the unique way of making this to do this binding right on here. Only because I tried doing it without reading the instructions, then realized, oh, there's instructions, and I probably should be reading them. So KimberBell does do a wonderful explanation of how to do their designs as well. And I did contact them and told them that I did my coaster video, and I sent them a link, and they were very excited about it. And they said I should be an affiliate with them where I can get a code that I can pass on to all of you, that I can do like a class, or I can just share with you the design. And I'm fixing my watch because having fluid retention today. I mean, I'm like a hot mess today. It's a little tight. And I could be an affiliate with them, and I can send you a code where you can save a couple dollars, and I can make a couple dollars maybe. We'll see how that goes. And I'm only doing different things like this, which I'll do another video on it, because I'm going to be turning 60 this year, and I'm already starting to think about retirement because I'm having some issues with my arthritis. So anyhow, I want to do the beginning of it because I want to show you how it goes together in case you purchase this design. Maybe you attempted to do it, and if you're like me, you know, who reads directions, because I'm a visual person, so maybe this will help with you. Okay, so I have about a half a bobbin, so that should be pretty good. I have my yellow thread in there. Now I am using ThreadNanny thread, and they also contacted me about doing a promotion for my followers where you can save some money. So I'm just waiting to hear back from them with an affiliate link. The black that I'm using is what I never knew how to say, but someone had messaged and sent a comment on one of my videos, and they said it's Brotherthread. Brotherthread. I mean, to me, I was trying to say like brother, but she, I think it was a she. But anyhow, thank you for that. And I do appreciate your comments. So please just be nice. I don't want to delete anyone's comments, but sometimes, you know, you just have to. So the black is the Brotherthread, only because my ThreadNanny, I already ran out. Well, I showed you on the last video. I didn't run out. I just have not enough left that I want to play thread chicken with. So they give you all the sizes of what to cut your fabrics. So I have my black vinyl that I'm using for the bee. I have this real cute sunflower. I have a scrap piece for the flower that is a part of my Creative Notion subscription bag. And if you haven't watched those videos, check them out. Vicki and everyone at Creative Notion's quilt shop does a great job in a monthly subscription box. I have my background fabric, and I have a piece of batting, and stuck under my machine. And I have my large hoop, and I have it doubled up with oh, that's George. Hold on a second. George, people are watching. I'm going to pause George because he tried to knock you all over. But if you don't have one of those, well, it's not a Roomba. It's one from, again, Amazon, to clean up your floors if you have pets or if you make a mess like I do when I'm sewing and crafting. He does a great job. So this is the largest, let me try doing it this way, largest hoop, 8 by 12, and they do have different sizes. So if you don't have the large hoop, you can, the coaster, yeah, I believe you can make in a 4 by 4, 5 by 7, and maybe a little bit larger. The one I did was 5 by 7, but this is for the table piece that I'm doing. And I have cutaway stabilizer in here. Cutaway, what do you call this? Just opened a brand new one. Cutaway, again, from Amazon. Cutaway mesh stabilizer. I doubled it up because this has 24,351. I'm looking over at my machine, stitches. And I did watch someone, they said if your design has more than 1,000 stitches, you probably should double up on your stabilizer. But this is cutaway. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this in my hoop. Now, I have a different setup for my phone. Okay. I'm using a different holder for the phone. So I'm hoping that this I can get in closer and not have too many things. Oh gosh, what's the name of this stand? I use this when I do my Facebook Lives on my table, and I have it raised as high as it can go. So I know I'm a little low here. It starts with an A, and it'll come to me. But close your eyes because I'm going to turn you around. And or not? No, not that. I forget the name. Gosh, I'm so bad with that. All right, let me fix this here. Go closer. Keep your eyes closed. Ooh. Again, let me turn this. Okay, this piece is in the way. Maybe I can put you right there. Let me see. An art knot. Oh, I can't think of the name of the frame. Starts with an A. Again, another Amazon purchase. All right, hold on. All right, let me try to get around this. Maybe if I put you over there. I apologize for this, but there's no other way for me to do it. No, that's not going to be good there because you know what? The free arm's going to move. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. Don't open your eyes yet if you have. If you're bearing with me. All right. Okay. Looks like you're moving though. My goodness. Oh, maybe that. Oh, here it is. An Arkon stand. All right. Okay. Okay. You can open your eyes. Just gonna twist you a little bit. All right. Okay. So I'm not gonna do the whole stitch out with you, but I will do different parts of it. So this is going to be in multiple parts because, like I said, I mean, maybe if I did this at a live, but I'm just too nervous to do a live. And I've never done a live. I've done on Facebook, but I've never done a YouTube live. I'm trying to get my thread. So, you can fast forward through all this if you don't want to hear my chit chat. I know a lot of you enjoy my chit chat. I think a lot of us sometimes we just need someone to talk to. And if you're like me, don't have always someone to talk to, YouTube could be your best friend. All right, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to do a stitch out of the placemat. Ooh, that's close to hitting you guys, but this is a good holder. Okay, we got the furthest one. Hold on. Let me get this. Let me trim. It's my scissors. This is like a huge hoop that I'm doing. So, okay. And I hope I remember. I could go grab my laptop if I come into a little distress and I cannot remember the next step. And I think I have enough room behind me. Let me move my stabilizer. So you always want to make sure if you have a large hoop like this, that you have enough room for the hoop to float on. And you know what I'm going to do before I go any further? I'm just going to roll around and check out my iPad. Just make sure. I'm going to pull up my directions because I don't want to tell you the wrong thing, and hopefully you can hear me. I do also have a, okay, so first is that, now the batting. I have a microphone. Yeah, I know I'm going a little high-tech here. I ordered a microphone that I can use because I realized when I did this stitch, this is my batting. When I did my stitch out the other day, the machine was rather loud, and no one commented on it, but when I watched the beginning of it. So this is my batting. This is going to tack your batting down. I noticed the machine was so loud you couldn't like hear me. So I think it's coming today from Amazon, a Bluetooth microphone. But those of you watching the channel and subscribing and commenting and helping my channel grow and sharing, I can go ahead and purchase equipment to help me with my videos, and that's where my money's been going as far as the money that I earn through YouTube, and I really do appreciate those of you that help contribute to that. I'm just looking away. Okay, so now I'm going to trim the batting. Okay. All right, so trim the batting. Now, I know a lot of you are like, we want to see you trim. But I'm telling you, this is a huge, huge hoop. So I'm not trimming perfectly. I'm going to leave a little bit. I don't know. It says 1 to 2 millimeters. I mean, Sweet Pea is located over in Australia. And I have a hard enough time with inches, let alone millimeters. And I'm not really sure how much that is. So, oops. So I'm doing this in front of you so you can watch. Now this I'm almost like... stand up and do. I'm trying to please everyone, and I know I'm not always going to please everyone with everything I do, but I aim to please. Now these little scraps that are left over, I mean, if you do sewing where you need to use some fill, you can always use that for fiber fill. All right, so now I have my base fabric, and I know you're like, oh my gosh, that has a crinkle in it, a wrinkle in it, or whatever you want to call it. And I know, I was lazy. So I think that's right. Let me just double check. Okay, so remove my hoop, trim it. Oh, okay, never mind. Let's take this back up. See, I want to make sure I'm sharing the right information. So you place fabric right side up. No, stitch the placement line for the background. Okay, that's where I went wrong before. So now we're going to do another placement line before we put our fabric down. Then we'll put our fabric down. Now we're going to put our fabric down, and I always cut more than enough. I mean, it's okay, it's fabric. When you do machine embroidery, a lot of times if you're doing an applique design, they call for just a small amount of fabric, and all those little scraps you can use for that. Okay, so now this is going to stitch down our base fabric. So I did see the design that Sweet Pea did that, oh my gosh, they used cork on it. So I can't wait to get my cork I'm going to make this design with the cork fabric. And I'm not sticking my fingers in there. Y'all know what my story was about that, right? Once you do that, and you have an issue where you stick your finger in there and that needle goes through it, hopefully you don't make that mistake again. Okay, so we stitch our fabric. Trim the fabric 1 to 2 millimeters from stitching and leave the seam, the fabric seams untrimmed. Okay. All right, now this I may have to slide it out a little bit. So I'm going to, now when they say leave the seams, which I'm assuming, and this is what it looks like, this seam here, you're not going to touch, you're not going to trim, because that's where you're going to put the 2 pieces together. So let me stand up, and I'm going to trim this, and I'm using these curved scissors. I really like them. They're quite a staple in my embroidery room. So see all these little pieces? You put them in your scrap basket. We all have a scrap basket, don't we? Or if you don't, you should start one. And we can use those later on. All right, I'm trying to work around you here. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry I'm hitting you. Trying to get my hand in here to get it started. So, no, I'm not having an earthquake in Pennsylvania. Just trying to cut so you can watch. And I just want to thank all of you that do leave nice, kind comments and tell me, you know, to just keep going. You enjoy my videos, and I enjoy all of you as well. Okay, all right, we did that. Okay, let's put her back in the hoop. And be careful when you're putting it back in the hoop, because you don't want this arm here to move. So sometimes it could be a little tricky. Okay, so next step is going to be, we're going to be adding the borders, and I hope you can hear me, and do a flip and fold technique. Okay, that's what they call it. So this is where my little pieces that I cut come in handy, and you want to put your fabric, oops, okay, down here. I'm sorry I'm hitting you. Put your fabric down here. Okay. There's a big thread there. Oh my goodness. Oops. All right. Let's not worry about that. Okay, so put your fabric there. Now it's just going to do a stitch line. Make sure I'm doing that right, because I have to think. Yes, I am. All right. Oh, that's pretty good at lining that up, like pretty straight. I'm a little excited about that. All right. I'm still here. I'm reading. Okay. Okay. So now what we're going to do, okay, now I'm getting it. I don't think you trim that. We're going to take this and kind of finger fold it. Finger fold it down, okay? I think the second side is going to look better than my first side. And then it's going to do a stitch where it's going to stitch this down. And this is making the border. So there's no, like, when you're done with it, there's no binding. Because this is kind of like doing the binding now. All right. So now we're going to go to the next. We're going to do this on all 4 sides. Stuff out of the way. Okay, so now I'm going to take the next one and I'm going to line this up. Okay, like this. Okay, right. And I'm going to do the same thing. Maybe move you a little bit. Oh, I think that would be good. Okay. Now, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to trim this just a tad. I don't think they tell you. Maybe they do. Again. So, should be reading directions. Oh, gosh. I'm going to charm. This, like, I love this charm, but it keeps getting caught on my hoop. I'm like, why can't I move forward? Okay. All right, now we're going to do the, it's like a stitch and flip. And this is ingenious. I don't know if this is a Sweet Pea design to do this, but I have never done this before. All right. Oh, look how fabulous that looks. I'm so excited. Okay, now it's going to stitch that down. And don't worry about all this excess fabric. When you're all done with it, you're going to end up trimming like a ½ inch off all along the edges. Okay, so we're going to work our way around. Okay. And I always have to remember, like, the wide part goes toward the center, which is where I went wrong my first time I did this, is I put it going the other way because I didn't realize we were flipping it. Okay. I love this. Oh my gosh, can I tell you how much I love this? Number one, Buffalo check is a love in my life. My second love in life are sunflowers. And I'm sure when my daughter sees this, those are her loves as well. It's odd, you know, but nah, not really. Mother and daughter like the same thing. We don't always like the same thing. No, I could have been a little more precise with aligning that up to be straight, but heck, I don't, you know, I'm not going to worry about it. Everyone's going to be looking at my table at the bee and the flowers as opposed to how straight or crooked this is, and I am not going to worry about that. We should never worry when we're making handmade things because you know what? We are our own worst critic. Like, who can relate to that? Raise your hand. I know there's a lot of you out there raising your hand because we are like terrible. Our own worst critic. And we see things that people will never see. You know what I mean? But we see it. So we think that, you know, everyone else is going to notice. But trust me, no one is going to notice but you. Alright, so this is the last of doing the border part. Okay. I should have done this as a live. I should have just ventured out of my comfort zone and done this as a live. Oh, I did pretty good with that one. All right, so let's go ahead. Okay. So it looks like the sun is trying to come out here in Pennsylvania today. I woke up to rainy weather, which is probably why I suffered so much last night. Okay. All right. So there. That is all done. Isn't that fabulous? Now, all that's left to do is the embroidery. So, first thing, well, I don't know. Maybe I should just continue. I want to continue till I show you the bee. Unless I stop now. Well, let's do the honeycomb. So it's going to stitch out, and it's only 2 minutes. It's going to stitch out the honeycomb. And then if it bothers you, you can fast forward through. I am not offended, nor will I know that you did that. Area carpet in here, and it doesn't cover the whole floor. So this is my embroidery table, and off on the other side, this is a small room, very small room. The other side of the wall, the other wall, I have my stamping table, and I kind of put the small carpet underneath where I do my embroidery. But then when I roll back and forth, it gets caught on the carpet every time. I really should just buy a bigger one, but I mean the room isn't that big. I mean maybe it's a 6x12 carpet. Let me get my coffee clip on. Okay. And the coffee's getting cold. I need to bring up like one of those. I think they make those little cup warmers. I'm going to come closer to the phone so you can hear me over the the embroidery. I hope you can hear me. If you can't, I'm sorry. One of those cup warmers. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Except I'm so afraid because I have so many strips, like the strips that you plug everything in, going into so many different things. And I'm afraid if I plug one more thing in, it's just gonna go poof, pop the breaker. Which, I mean, I know how to fix that because it's happened before. Not in this room, but it's happened with my lawnmower, because I have an electric lawnmower. And I made the mistake thinking that the grass was dry, and it actually was wet, and it was kind of thick because it had rained a lot. So underneath the top, down deep, it was really wet. And, you know, I start the lawnmower and I start going. Oh good, we're at the bee now, so let's just hang out together. Let's do the bee. So I'm excited to show you the bee. Now this is going to do a placement stitch, so I'm not going to bother to change my thread. But this is going to do a placement stitch, and it's going to do the bee. And oh my gosh, the bee is fabulous on here. Like if you wanted to do this bee on, I don't know, different things in your kitchen or wherever. You know, it doesn't have to be your kitchen, but just to stitch out this bee on other things. And here is my black vinyl, and it's a little hard to see. Hold on. Oops. All right, we'll put it right there, and they tell you what size to cut your vinyl. I'm going to stitch this down, and then we have to trim it out, and then and I know you're saying, oh my gosh, you're using that yellow thread. Don't worry. It does a really nice thick satin stitch. Look at the size of that bee. Oh my goodness. So, now we have to trim this out. I don't know what that squeak is. I'm thinking it's just a hoop. Okay. Let me stand up. Maybe this will be more helpful. Just looking. Yeah, it does a satin stitch all around the bee. So, you know, if I was off on the side, I can do a better job of this. And it may, you know, I have to do it, people. I just have to do it. I have to bring this out a little more so that I can cut this. Because that's way too much of a border to have on there. And the hoop is so big, I mean, you only have so much wiggle room here. You have to maybe take the hoop out and trim around this. Maybe I can do it this way. Okay. Now it's not too bad. The only problem is if I did do this as a, as a live, I won't be able to see any of your comments. I'd have to have, like, you know, somebody monitoring. Someone else was here to monitor the comments and read them off to me where I can answer them. All right, I think we'll be good with that. Okay. All right, I'm going to leave the yellow thread in. Oop, I better move my coffee, though. Because we're going to do the yellow stitching on the bee. And now the bee is going to start coming to life. And oh! What's that squeaky noise? I'm thinking it's just a hoop rubbing up against. Only does it when it's stitching toward like that side. So I'm thinking it's the hoop rubbing. Alright. Once I get the bee and the wings on, because I want to show you how that is done, then I'll probably end this video. So, what time is it? It's almost 1 o'clock. It's Sunday. Today's Sunday, February 25th, 2021. so out of sorts with everything. Oh, I don't know. It's just been 1 week. I have rheumatoid arthritis, and the weather here in PA, I mean, it's been from where the sun shined to where it rained to where it snowed to where the sun shined to where it's 30 degrees and then it's 60 degrees. And I'm thinking all of that is flaring up my arthritis. But oh, last night I had to do, well, yesterday I did yard work, and I did some spray painting of a rocker and the table that I like to put on my porch every year, and they just need to be touched up. So they came out really cool. I used this metallic brown. The rocker is wooden, and the table is aluminum, and I'm going to tell you, again, I bought the spray paint off Amazon. It's a brown metallic, and it came out so cool. So between doing the yard work and doing that, and what else did I do? Of course, I did my embroidery. By the end of the night, my hand, my left hand this time, was so swollen and hurt so much. I went and took a hot bath and kind of soaked my hands in the water, but they were so swollen. I got my paraffin unit, and I was doing the hand dips with the paraffin wax, which felt good, but oh, my hand today, now that I'm kind of moving it, I did a few paraffin dips this morning. I don't know. I just don't know how much longer I can continue to do my full-time job. Okay, now it's going to do the blacks. I'm going to have to change the thread. It's going to do stitching around here and the legs. I just don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to continue with my full-time transcription job. Because of the hand pain I have had all week. I keep hoping that once the weather breaks, so those of you that suffer from rheumatoid arthritis, oh my gosh, you know the struggle and the pain that it costs you. And I'm just hoping once the weather breaks and it gets warmer. Now this is going to take 7 minutes, so this is a long stitch out. I probably should stop it and come back, but oh, I'm already going. How long is this video already? Oh, 37 minutes. I hope you're all still there hanging in with me. So I'll try to chit chat to make it exciting. So rather than doing another video, I mean, I'm already in the mood here. So rheumatoid arthritis, I was diagnosed with that 2 years ago, not knowing that when I wake up in the morning, everything hurts. It's just everything hurts. So I start work at 8 o'clock, Monday through Friday, and I get up at 5:30 so that I can get up and, of course, take care of the dog and do whatever the animals need, and make my cup of coffee and just start moving around in order to get my body going, because the arthritis is, when it doesn't flare up, it hurts. When it flares up, it's extremely painful. So we're doing the leg now. Look how cute that is. This is what brings this bee to life. It's all these fine details that Sweet Pea has done. So definitely, it's called HoneyBee. Go check it out on Sweet Pea's website and grab it. I mean, you're going to love it. So when you have the flare-ups, you have the pain, the swelling. Sometimes it's warm to touch. My hands are red. But the reason why I'm kind of doing more videos is, number one, you all request it. Number two, I love doing them. I love sharing what I love. This all started up YouTube with Stampin' Up! Videos, but I notice I don't get a lot of people that watch those. I post my Facebook Lives, even get thumbs down. I mean, really, people, you have to give somebody a thumbs down? I mean, unless it's like really crappy. I don't think my content is really crappy. But I'm looking for ways that I can increase my income, because this is a one-income house. And like I said, I'm going to turn 60 this year in July. And I'm really thinking that I may not make it to 65 or 67 for retirement. I may have to take retirement early, and I'm going to need a way to subsidize my income. And I'm going to tell you, what better way to subsidize your income than doing something you love and sharing it with others and get paid for it. Hence is why I've been doing Stampin' Up! For more than 20 years. It'll be 21 years in June, and loving every minute of that. And that helps my income to run a household, because I do have a home that, well, I don't own, but the bank does. Eventually, one day I will own it. And health coverage is just going to be very expensive if you retire before the age of 65 when Medicare can pop in. So I'm just putting out my feelers now to find ways to add some income, so I won't have to go outside the home when I retire to work in order to remain able to run my house and pay my bills. That's my story. Some people may add them and stick them to it, but that's what I'm doing. So some affiliate links to other companies, doing YouTube, which I mean is not going to pay the mortgage, but it helps to keep my YouTube channel going. Because I have to buy materials to do these videos, and that comes out of my household income. But so another reason why I'm going to put another plug in there, please subscribe, hit the thumbs up, comment, share. All those things can help me increase my channel. YouTube then, with the algorithm, they will share this with other people that maybe watch machine embroidery videos or stamping videos, and they'll promote it more to help me have more people watch, hence a little bit more income from the commercials that pop up, because that's, you get paid through Google AdSense, and I mean it's pennies, but you know, the more people that watch and the more people that comment and, you know, subscribe and all that, the pennies add up. So I want to thank you all that are subscribed and do watch and do help support my channel and bring me a little bit of income right now, and hopefully down the road, come retirement time, things will get not so hard to make ends meet. Okay, so this is doing a real nice satin stitch around the outline of the bee. And don't you see the bee just like coming to life? Wait till you see when the wings get added on. And I think after the wings is when I'm going to end this. I won't, you know, make you sit through it all. This has been 15 minutes of stitching so far, so we have another 30 minutes to go before it's done. But so then when you're all done with this, and again, they give you instructions on how to put it together. You put the two pieces together, and then you cut two pieces for the back, and you're literally making, like, if any of you have ever done like a pillow with the envelope backing, that's how the back is made, because your binding's already on here. So if you want to see what the whole finished look is, and along with the coasters and other things I've done, I have a Facebook page. It's SUEweet Embroidery, and I will post that down below in the comment section. And come on over and check it out, and follow me there. Let me know, what do you think? I've been approached about selling what I make. That could be another income for me. I hesitate on doing that because people that see something and they want to buy it, and when you tell them, you know, what the price is, because those of you that are like me that do embroidery, I mean, sometimes, you know, it costs a lot to make an item, and people that don't do handcrafting, they don't realize, you know, how much things do cost to make. So, you know, my point being is that, you know, to put a price, say on this, where it's 46 minutes for one side to stitch, 46 for the other side to stitch. Putting it all together, sewing it, the final product together. All the materials involved. I mean, heck, if you charged, I don't know, let's just go way out of the ballpark. Let's say if you charge $45 for this, who's going to want to pay that, right? All right. Okay, my talk is done with the body. We're going to do the wings now. So I hope you're still there. If you're still there, thank you so much. If you fast forwarded, that's okay. I get it. Okay, now, where is my gray? Okay, I'm going to use this gray color. And again, this is ThreadNanny 704. They do give you suggested colors on your screen. This is going to be a stitch out to show you where the wings are going to go. Now, if you're not using Mylar, you don't have to. You can use the a vinyl or fabric, whatever you want. So that's what this is showing you, a stitch out of where you would put your fabric. But I'm going to do the Mylar because I did it on the other side. Hold on a second. Let me get that thread. Oops. Oopsies. Oopsies, for y'all know that I hit you. I'm going to have to refer to my instructions on this. I think I put my Mylar down next. Well, that's stitching. Let me go refer to my instructions. Hold on a sec here. Let's see. Yes, the Mylar goes down next. So if you didn't want to put the Mylar down, you would just put whatever fabric or vinyl. I would suggest something like a glitter vinyl. But I'm going to put the Mylar down. This is the sheet I used before. So, I mean, you can lay it out so you get the most use of your Mylar. You can cut it. And my ceiling fan is going to be blowing this. So, what I'm going to take a small piece of adhesive. And I've already told you in previous videos, the adhesive I like to use, I don't like to use Scotch tape, but this is the medical tape. I like using that just to hold that down so it don't blow away. And it moved a little bit. All right. Okay, so this will stitch our Mylar down. Oops. Should have used another piece there, but I'll just keep it on. And this is the Mylar from KimberBell Design. KimberBell, I think it's KimberBell Designs, KimberBell, you know, one of those. So this is going to make that iridescent look. I'm just going to leave that there. I'm going to change my thread. I probably should just, oops, again, sorry. Should have just kept, oh my gosh, if I drop another thing here today, I'm going to do white. Now the white that I'm using is called Isocord, and it's in a huge spool. So I have that off to the side, and I have a thread holder. Oh, wow. I keep dropping everything. I can't even grab the thread to put it through the spool holder. So I have that off to the side, so you won't see that. But this is the first time I'm using Isocord thread, and I really like it. It does a good job. Although the Brotherthread and the ThreadNanny, they do good jobs as well. Okay, now this thing keeps folding over. So let me get that other piece. I'm just going to there. Okay, so I have white thread. It's all threaded. Now it's going to do kind of like an embroidery kind of quilt design. Go back and forth and back and forth. And it's going to do like a fill stitch, I guess you would call it. So the Mylar would then be peeking out from underneath. Then after this, I'm going to put the gray thread in again, and it will do the outline of the inside of the wing. And then I'll let you all go, because the rest I'll show you on the one I have finished. It embroiders the flowers, and it does an applique of a flower, and then you're done. So it's really not that bad. It's a very, very fun stitch out. If anybody ever likes, you know, hears you say it's a fun stitch out, and you think, oh, what does that mean? This means like watching this come to life is fun. Look at that wing. Oh. Isn't that fantastic? It's so lifelike. I can't wait to put this together and share this on my Facebook page. I also share it on my private page. I share it on different Facebook groups I belong to, Creative Notions, Becca's Babes, I think it's called. I share it on my embroidery groups. Of course, on Sweet Pea, I share it on there. Because even though a lot of people may have this, you know, you purchase this, but everybody uses different fabrics, and isn't it fun to see the different fabrics that everybody uses? I think so. So I hope you're still with me. So anyhow, getting back to selling items, you know, a lot of work is put into, you know, you had to purchase the design, of course, the fabrics, the stitching, you know, let's not forget the electricity you use. All those things have to come into play when you're trying to put a price tag on something, but yet keep it affordable that someone would purchase it. So I do craft shows, very few, but I mean, that's a lot of work too, you know, is making the items, paying a fee for the craft show, going there, setting everything up, being there all day long, and then, you know, hopefully you sell things. You know, that's our plan of doing craft shows, getting the word out that what you do, and then having to pack everything up and take it all home. I mean, it's all a lot of work. I mean, so I don't really think that there's an easy way. All right, I'm going to trim this and put my gray thread back in. So that's my dilemma about selling items. Because for a while, yeah, I was doing that. It was, you know, during the holidays, I was making all the elf clothes and all that. And it was very popular. But it is a lot of work. Do I get really what it's worth? Probably not. Do I make people happy when they purchase the made products? And, you know, whether they keep it for themselves and it makes them happy, or they give it as a gift, whatever it may be. That's very satisfying. Making them and giving them as gifts. I love that. I love doing that, because you can make personalized items for people that they cannot get anywhere. You know, you can pick out the fabric they like. You can pick out the design they like. You can personalize it with their name. You know, there's just so much you can do with the embroidery. Oh, let's not also forget, when you're including, like, how much to charge, the price of the embroidery machine. You know, these machines, the fancier, you know, fancier you go, the more bells and whistles, the more costly they are. And the maintenance to keep them, you know, running, a lot goes into pricing. But part of it is I'm doing what I love, you know, I mean, but love does have a price as well, right? So anyhow, this is doing all the fine stitching. Now, my other thought was to use black thread on this, but I didn't want to use the black because not like I want the outline of the wing to stick out so much. But just to kind of give it a little. And I think that darker gray does a pretty good job in that. Now after these wings are done, we'll be done with the wings. Then I'm going to tear the Mylar off, and you don't have to cut it, it just tears very easily. And I will stop, you know, what I was doing, and I'll show you the other threads I used, and you know, then I'll let you all go. So I hope you're enjoying this. I mean, I do this to share with everyone. So if you want to purchase the design, it's totally up to you. If you maybe are here because maybe you've never worked with Mylar before and now you see how it works. There's a lot of designs you can purchase that focus on Mylar. This isn't the type of, what's the way I want to say it? Mylar isn't for every project you do. If you try to have a design that you purchase that, you know, focuses on Mylar, but otherwise it does all that fine detail over the top of it, that fine stitching. And you want to make sure, you know, the design you're using will work with Mylar. Okay, so there we go. So now what we're going to do, well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to peel the Mylar away. And this is why I don't cut it, because I just peel it away. See how it just comes off? Very easy. And normally you would take the hoop out of your machine and do it. But, oh, I have to take my tape off. Oops. Okay. Well, maybe the tape does like to stick to the Mylar as well, but that's okay because we have a couple sheets in the pack. Peel this off. My neighbor, his car is so loud. I don't know if you heard that, but I guess some people like those loud mufflers on their cars. I don't know why. Oh, there. Look at how fabulous that looks. There's a little piece there. Once I'm all done with it, I'll go around and make sure. But look at how amazing that looks. Can you? I hope you can see. If not, I will show you. Ooh, on here. Look at that. Let's put it under here. Oh, let me see. I want to be able to get the light on it so that it'll show the sparkle. I think you could kind of see it there. All right, so let me lay this down in here to pretend that this is the one that we're working on. So the next steps that it's going to do is it's going to stitch all of this on the head. Now I'm looking, I'm thinking maybe this wasn't a good look, but it's going to stitch all of this. Then it's going to stitch this little flower here, and you can choose whatever thread color you want. It's going to stitch these flowers here, and then this one is an applique, which I used from the latest Creative Notions. No, not this one. It was the month before. This cute fabric that had, and look at, there's a little bee. If you cut your fabric and place it right, there's a ladybug on here too. You could actually have the bee on the flower, you know, in your cutout design. This is from one of the Creative Notions subscription bags, which wasn't the last one, the month before. And that did the applique. And I chose blue because I just thought there was no blue on here, and there's some blue in the fabric. And then it does the centers of the flowers, and then you're done. And then you would take it out and trim it. And then when you go to sew it, I'm trying to fold it on the line here. These two pieces would go together. Let me turn you over here. See, these two go together like that. Isn't that cute? Oh gosh, I love it. Now, probably what you could do is maybe, well, I don't know, maybe if you are a designer, you could add another piece to the center. You can make it longer, maybe use another design that you may have. But I think it's going to be stunning when it's done. Absolutely love it. Love it, love it. All right, everyone, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to go ahead and complete the stitch out. Be sure to subscribe to my Facebook group, and I think here comes Amazon, and I hope they're bringing my microphone for next time. I want to again thank you so much for joining me here. I really do appreciate you watching and sticking with me for almost an hour. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Don't forget, do what you love and share what you love. Be safe, and we'll see you back here again real soon. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye for now.